Hi Abdul, how are you?
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Puneet. I'm good. Welcome to the presentation of entire FM or property management software. We will start the presentation by a brief introduction about entire FM followed by demonstration. So, Puneet, to get started with this, can you give us please a brief introduction about entire FM and how is it useful? What are the main features and functionalities of entire FM, and how can that be useful for real estate or any organization, or how it can help them in managing their properties?
Sure, Abdul. I will proceed with the introduction. So, brief introduction can be like entire FM. FM stands for facility management, and we have a property management model in it, which has a unique features like other than basic feature like adding the property, maintaining the property, adding the details of the property. Besides from that, we have some unique features like we have a legal complaint checking over there, so we can manage and maintain the legal compliance in that case. Further, we can add documents for a property related something document. So we can add it on a cloud-based document. So it can be available 24/7 for us. We have a rental invoice generation tool in here, so we can generate invoices, rentals, and all other extra charges which is applicable for the tenant. So that can be generated and printed on the single invoice. We have notification tools like the notifications can be sent on the SMS as well as email. And investment management is the another feature that we have in the property management system. So we can manage investment, how much investment that we have done, and what are the returnables we are getting on that. Further, we have maintenance of the asset available in the property. Like if we when the asset, we can record the assets as well as we can create an issue ticket for the asset if we are facing any kind of issue in that case.
So tenants also they can report damage in our properties as well. Well, if there's any damage or any issues with
Yes,
the
yes.
properties.
Maintenance, same like the other products maintenance that we have, the maintenance can be handled in this also. Again, we can track a market value of the property, so that will be a very useful for tracking the current market value of the property. So that can be used for a selling purpose or renting it out the property. We have a budget versus actuals figures that we can compare on the system only, and we can renew the lease or otherwise agreement. So we can just update the records of the lease and agreement. So that will remind us whenever the renewal is required.
Can the tenant contract be generated from the system? Do you have templates for that?
Tenant contract templates. So yeah, we have tenant contract templates also. We can generate from the system itself. So these are some unique features that we are having with the property management software. Now we can proceed with the functions on the system that we have. So starting with the main function like adding a property, I will show you how we can add a property. So what all details we have. Like you can see over here, there are multiple functions, multiple filters available to search existing property available. If we want to add new property, there is an option to add a new property. While adding a new property, we have all the basic features as well as advanced options that we can add. You can see over here we can add location, we can add a branch, and building name can be mentioned. Additional description of the property that can be updated over here. Further, we record all the types of owner information like owner type, what the owner category is. You can see over here if it is a company, individual company, local company, or international company. This kind of information we are recording over here. And if the property is owned by us or owned by an agent, so that can be also recorded over here. Further, some address information, how many floors are in the property, and what is the area, square feet of the property. So all this basic information we are recording for our record.
You can take an example of an existing property.
Yeah, so I will show you the existing property.
Oh,
So
yeah,
how
with that.
we have updated it. and what all the features that what all the fields that we have updated in that case. So let's see with this property. It's a commercial. So we can manage commercial as well as residential both properties in this software. So you can see over here, there are all the fields that we have updated. The property code, which is system generated itself, that can be see over here, and we have an option to mark property as a legal verified. So once all the legal compliances we have verified, we can mark this tick and save it for our record. So this property will mark as legally compliant. Then further we have options to add the facilities, like what all facilities we are providing to the property. For example, we are providing parking. In a parking, we are providing bike parking as well as car parking. So this kind of information we can record, and whatever the availability of the parking slot or that facility, that can be recorded over here. So it will be useful while new tenants moving into the property. We can upload the documents related to property, like any plan approval, any property documents, or any title deed. This kind of document can be uploaded over here, which can be available for any time whenever we require. Further, we can add images of the property, which is a very good feature, I would say, because we can add all the images which can be available for the tenants also whenever they require to say. Further, we can add operational expenses, any additional expenses that we can see, like any taxes, any charges for the water or electricity charges. These kind of charges we can add, which will be printed on the tenant invoice
And
whenever we
these
require.
lists can be customized or it's configurable from the back office. Yeah.
Yes, yes, this drop-down list can be configured from the back office as per our requirement. So we have updated it as per our demo requirement. Further, as I mentioned, we can update the market value of the property. So we can yearly update the market value. So each and every year we can record the market value of that property. So that will be a very useful track for us. We can update many contacts, like any emergency contact, in case of any medical help we require, any water supply vendor, or any other general contact that we can add, which will be very handy for us whenever we require. Further, we can add owner information, like if we are leasing the property, we have taken the property on lease. In that case, we can update the owner information over here.
Or if the property was owned by different owners, then we can look at the history of the owners as well.
Correct. So that will be also we can update over here. So statutory details, like any kind of fire risk or any other statutory details that we need to update for the property, that can be updated over here. And this list again, as I mentioned, it can be modified from the back end. Over here, we can add attachments also. We have a facility to add attachments on the screen. Further, we can update security details, like if we have installed any kind of cameras or smoke detector, these kind of facility, we can say a security facility that we are providing to the property. So that details also can be updated over here. Document tracking is another good feature we can say. Here we can update like any kind of
This is for the
contract.
tenants, yeah.
Yeah,
Document tracking for the tenants.
yeah, document tracking for the tenants or our properties also. Any tenant contract or these kind of documents can be updated over here, so we can track when it is going to be expired. So new registration or new contract can be generated. And also the last option, that investment management, as I mentioned. So we can update over here how much investment that has been done for that property, what all the documents required for the property, so that that can be we can track, and we can calculate our returnables on the basis of that. So these are the details where we are recording for the property while adding a new property. Further, we'll see about how the rental process is there. So in the rental process, so before going for the rental, I would like to show you how what are the customers that we have. So we can add customers over here. So whatever the customers we are adding, so that
Customer
custom,
master list, yeah.
yeah, in a customer master list, we can see all the existing customers, as well as we can add new customers over here. And in this list, we can add all the KYC information of the customer. For example, all their addresses, what are the documents they have, like for example, any passport or any other identification card. This kind of information we are recording over here. So when the customer is in our list, we can rent the property to that customer.
You can mark the customer with the property. Yes.
Yeah, so we can mapping can be done. So here on the screen we can create a new a leasing. Otherwise, I will show you the existing that we have already created.
These are the templates that we have as well, but we can show that we have
Yeah,
templates.
this is a template, and we can revise the lease over here. Like we can see over here, the revised lease is due on this day. So I will show you what are the information that we have existing in the system. So you can see over here, we can select the location, we can select the branch and customer code. So customer code is system generated code where we are adding a new customer. That time we can get a customer code over here. That customer list can be fetched from the system. Like we have an
From the
option to
customer
fetch all the
master list.
customers.
This
Okay.
is from the customer master list where we have added
Yeah, it will fetch the customer master list. Based on this customer details and property details, their system auto populates some fields or some information on the screen for our reference. Further, we can add some payment details like when we are renting out a property. So, what payment that we will require on that case, like the rent will be on a monthly basis or bi-monthly. That can be we can update over here. Further, we can start the agreement when we are starting the agreement and when the agreement it can be ending that. Further, we have an option to update the agreement like monthly rate per day.
yearly.
Yeah, so uh, when the like on the first of the every month, the rent should be paid. So that information can be updated on the screen also. Further, rate renewal option that we have. So we have a fixed payment method, how much deposit that we need to take or we are taking from the tenant, and what will be the monthly rent for that property. We can auto renewal. We have an auto renewal options, and with each and every renewal, the how much the prices should increase. So
Percentage.
usually, every
It can be a
property
fixed
owner, yeah,
percentage also for the system.
yeah, this can be percentage. So this percentage will be applied on the existing current charges. And we can mention the renewal period like 6 months or 12 months. In that case, we can update over here. The notice period of the days with that can be also updated. And the last section is about like the rent amount we can generate.
So we can generate the rent amount for the entire months for based
Yeah,
on the
for
six.
the period that already we have selected, and the it can be generated over here. So monthly rate it will show, and we can see over here the field the amount is editable over here. Once we generate schedule, after that it will freeze. It has kept open because maybe sometime any additional charges in particular month that owner want to charge for the tenant, so that can be manually updated over here, and then we can generate a schedule for that case.
We generate the schedule. We can look at that also. Schedule is generated. It's already generated.
It's all generated and we're waiting for the approval now.
Okay.
So the approval process that we have inbuilt in there. So once it is approved, so it can be generated. So approval also have facility to review all the details and approve accordingly.
Mm.
Further, we can see over here the facility charges, the additional facility that we have with the property that can be seen over here. If any property is having any additional charges, for example, swimming pool, gym facility, that kind of facility added over here.
Mhm.
Any additional remark that about the property that we need to add, that can be seen over here. An additional document also can be referred on the screen. As well as we can attach if any
Any
document that we
documents.
want to add.
Okay.
Further, I will show you about the rent receipt, how we can create the rent receipt over here.
So we can generate receipts once the payment is done by the tenant. Yeah.
Correct. We can generate the receipt for the payment done. So we will see how the payment has been done, how much payment has been pending for that the tenant, how much discount that we have applied. So on the screen, we can see over
Also
here all
payment
the
history also.
details of the tenant. We can filter out with the pending payment charges or penalty additional charges, and based on
Payment
that,
history also. Payment history is there.
yeah, we
You
have
can
a
look at
payment
it.
history also. Based on that, we can see all the payment history on the previous payment done by the tenant. Additional charges, we can apply any additional charges to the tenant, which will be applicable on the selected date of the month. Again, we can, as additional charges, we can apply the discount for tenant also. So I will show you how we can receive the payment. Like we have an option if to receive the multiple payment in one go. Like if tenant is paying for 2 months,
Yes,
so
you
we can
can.
select multiple months, and we can see over here the multiple months amount is auto calculated over here. We can select the more of the payment like check, cash, or any online transfer is done by the tenant, and all other information can be updated over here. And once we add these details, so that can be updated as a payment done. So I will show you one details, adding one details. Like you can see over here, it has been turned green. It means now the paid amount is updated and the balance amount is zero for this month.
Yes.
So similarly, for if for example, any tenant is making a partial payment for that case, so we have an option to edit the amount over here. So for example, if any tenant is making a payment of a partial
Partial
amount,
payment. Yes.
so that can be updated over here. So this also can be recorded on the screen. So you can see over here, out of this 14,700, tenant made the payment of 10,000, the balance of 4,700 is remain on the screen. So this is how we can generate receipts for the
Property.
lease charges. Further, I will show you about the subcategory. So subcategory is the facilities that we are providing.
Okay.
So from this screen we can add multiple facilities like parking facilities, swimming pool,
Within
gym.
the properties.
Yeah, within the
Yes.
property that can be added over here.
So it's the facilities attached to the properties. Yes.
Yeah, facilities attached to the property. So while creating a property, we can select the facilities from the drop down list over here. So property receipt details. So we'll create a receipt details for the property. So I will show you like if I want to create a receipt for the pending payments or all the pending payments. So we can see over here. We can see the invoice. What are the pending invoices? Monthly invoices for the tenant has been generated. So this is the predefined details that we are
Template.
updated. Yeah, template we have created for the demo purpose. We can print or download from the screen also. Whether we can make some edits like if we want to add
Or
any
remarks.
remarks or we want to clear the charges, like for example if we have received all the
Yes.
charges
Take.
and we can clear it out, so we can clear from the same screen over here. So this is how the invoices also we can see. Further, I will show you like receipt, creating a receipt or bulk invoices, that how we can create invoices in a bulk. So I will just go with the open search over here. So on the screen, we have an option to create bulk invoice. Like for example, I can filter out with the property also. If I want to create invoices for a specific property, I just need to enter the property code over here and search it. For demo purpose, I am just creating an open search. Over here, we can select the multiple tenants if we want to select. Location. Okay, I will just select the tenants, and you can see we can verify over here the rent amount, any additional charges that can be verified, and the status is pending. So once it is done, we can just add any bill number, so that bill number can be printed on the invoice generated for the customer.
It can be downloaded as well.
Yeah, so once bill has been generated, that can be downloaded over here. So let's generate one invoice, and once we select and confirm the invoice, it will confirm over here. So now you can see invoice has been generated successfully. This bill number. We can download the invoice from the same screen. So invoice can be downloaded in a PDF form. Let me open it so you will be able to see how does it look. So you can see over here there is a predefined template where we can see all the additional charges, all the taxes mentioned on the screen, and all the detail that which is predefined from the backend. So this is how the invoice will look. and we can send invoices to tenant through email. So we have a facility to send email in a bulk format. Like we can select all the tenants which we need to send, and we have an option to send the invoices. So this will trigger an email to tenant, which is the email ID that we have recorded for the
For
tenant.
the customer. That's the email is coming from the customer's master list details. Yeah.
Yeah, so from the customer master details, it will refer to the email addresses mentioned for the customer, and it will shoot this invoice. It will send this invoice to customer, so that customer can get notified about their tenant, about the lease charges. Further, as I mentioned, so we can track the issues also if any we are having any issue with any property attached to the any asset attached to the property. So here we can see we have an option to select the asset. We have an option to select the category. So based on the asset, category can be deferred, like what kind of issue that we are facing. So let me show you by selecting any random asset over here. So for example, I'm selecting this asset.
Then
So you can see multiple categories over here. So these are the issue categories we can say. Further, we have an option to select the priority of the category and we can add more details of the issue.
like issues can be
So
reported on the asset. In case if the tenants they have issues on these particular assets, they can report it, and then issues can be tracked. Yeah.
yeah, the issues can be tracked also. So I will show you how we can track the issues. So you can see over here there are some issue already raised over here. So we will just see, and there are same options like we can assign this specific issue. We can define like how much time it required to resolve the issue, and that can be assigned over here. Same the procedure with the maintenance module. We once it is assigned to a specific person, the we need to authorize that. So once the issue has been authorized, that will be transferred to a specific person to work on it. So that issue also tracked on the pending task list. Here, the assigned person will be able to see what the issues
Start
they have
working.
assigned. And we can see over here the color coding is also we have defined like if the issue has been overdue, then it will mark as a red.
Yes.
So similar green and orange color code we have defined from the backend. And additionally, we can add the issue and we can reschedule the issue. For example, if we are lacking in the some required tools for the resolving the
Then
issue,
we can
in
reschedule
that
it
can we
further.
can reschedule or reassign also. Once the issue has been started, you can see over here the status can be changed and started.
Started.
So this is how we can track the issue over here.
And once it's completed,
Once it's completed, so we can complete it with the specified form over here. So in that form, we can record all the action
consumables
taken to resolve the issue,
and the
and
items being used
the
in the
items that
process.
we have uploaded over here. The issue has been tested if it is resolved or not. So all these things can be updated over here before closing the ticket, which is very useful information for further needed. So this is how we can track all the issues and we can see the completed issue. So another feature that we can reopen the issue over here. This facility also we have
The
provided
issue, if the
in
customer is not
the
happy with the issues,
yeah, whenever if customer is not happy with the solution that provided, he can reopen the ticket from here with additional comments on the screen. Further, we have option to add the lead and late fee summary also. We can see over here what are the leads that we have received
for properties,
for a
that would
property.
be inquiries from
So
customers. Yeah.
inquiries from the customer that can be recorded. We can see the existing inquiry as well as we can create a new inquiry also over here with all the basic information that required for the
From the
lead
customer.
generation.
Yes.
And so further we will see the reports. We have various kind of reports like there are some predefined reports which are the property list, property contact details, ledger, and a very useful report which is payment details over here. So we can see like pending payment details or all the reports with the selected filters that we have.
and we can customize report according to the needs of the customer, yeah, which require.
Yes, yes, yes. So we have a customization report tool also. So we can generate and create the report as per our requirement. So you can see over here this kind of report we can record all the information. These are some predefined column that we have defined or we have set from the backend. We can extract the report in multiple formats. We can export it, we can print it from the screen directly, or where we can email it to the user. We have some additional features like we can define what column that I want to see on the screen. Always, otherwise, we can group it by the different options. Like I can group with the column that we have for the report.
So this
So
can also be configured or
yeah,
customized.
this can be configured from the front end only. So these are all the features we are having with the property management software. So I hope all the features are well understood by you.
Yes, I think that marks the end of the reporting. Is the last part of property management.
Yes.
Thank you, Puneet, for the demo and presentation. It was well presented. Thank you.
Thank you.